It's okay. Stay calm. Stay over the camera.
Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me on not only another video, but this is the first video on my new camera and I am so freaking excited. This is a brand new camera. I decided to get the Canon EOS R50, so that is what you're being filmed on. Let me know what you think. I normally film it just on my iPhone, but I decided to pull the plug and get this camera and I think the quality is better. I think the quality is better, but what do you think? I am on my bed. I have never filmed ever on my bed. And you're probably wondering why. Why in the world do I have 25,000 stuffed animals? I have free will. That's why. I'm just kidding. But I got a couple questions on the Georgia video about Willard. Willard is right here. Okay, he's present. A couple people were wondering what other stuffed animals we had because I mentioned in that vlog from the aquarium that every time we go to like an aquarium or a zoo or anything like that together, we get a stuffed animal baby to bring home. This is all of the babies. I think Rosie's gonna join me, our actual baby up here is gonna join me in a second. She was just laying here, but I don't know if you can hear her munching or not, but now she's drinking water. The queen herself. You gonna snuggle? I thought it would be nice and cozy though on the bed while it's raining for us to do a video going through the books I've read in March, April, and May of this year. I did a video doing January and February. I haven't done one since. I didn't think a lot of people cared and 2 people reached out to me. One person asked for the books I've read last year in 2024 and then somebody asked for the rest of the books I've been reading so far. Join me in going through books, a little book cozy girl video, if you will. Join me and we'll go through them. Might be wondering what in the world is this book if we're talking about books. This is my reading journal. My husband got this for me for Christmas and I have been using it to log all the books, my ratings, what I think, all the goodies, and I have it marked down like which ones I did in which months. I've only read 5 books in March, 3 in April, 2 so far I've finished in May. I am in the middle of another one right now that is honestly taking me really long to finish. I am a romance book reader that you will see from this video and I do like reading other books too sometimes. Romance books are definitely my top easy ones to reach for. I want to dabble more into fantasy. I like murder mystery. I read murder mystery, but I think I can find more like really good mystery books. Starting in March, the last video I said how I was reading the Edens series by Denvey. I was reading that series, but I only read half of them so far and I had the other half still to go. I started late February, early March with Crimson River. I believe this is the 4th one of this series. I really like this book. I gave it a 5 stars. I love Denvey. All of her writing is just really easy to read, but it's also so captivating, or at least I find it's captivating. I like how it's not like all about the romance. This one, Crimson River, was about Layla, who owned the coffee shop Eden's Coffee. It literally starts off this book with her going on a hike and getting attacked by a man that had like a slash on his face and like he kind of choked her out, almost killed her, and the right was that she's about to black out. He drops her and runs. Then Vance comes along. Vance is a cop detective who's been chasing this guy for years, and so he hears this EPA that goes out this small town in Montana looking for a guy with this description, so he goes out there to investigate and search for him. They end up meeting at the coffee shop and meeting since she was the victim. Some of my favorite quotes from this book is the Edens were loud. They were loud in their own ways. Their smiles, their hugs, and their love. I freaking love that quote. Me and my husband Glenn, let me give you a little backstory lore if you're new here. Me and my husband Glenn met in high school. I am a very loud person. I like to talk a lot. I come from a loud family. My poor husband Glenn comes from a very soft family, a very don't scream at each other because they love each other family, a lot quieter of a family. So this just makes me, I don't know, kind of relate to it a little bit, that like this guy was a quiet one and her family was very loud and her family was a lot. It was interesting from this point of view how Glenn felt essentially going through like our relationships. I was able to relate to it a little bit, so I just really like that quote. I really enjoyed this book because the very first chapter, you're jumped into it. Where are you going? Oh, adjusting. She's adjusting. You could easily pick it up and read it and get hooked on it if you didn't already read the full series, but because I read the previous books, I was like extra into it, and I liked how there wasn't like a small break in between the books in this series. As you're reading through, it's like reintroducing the characters. I like how there was a chase other than the love interest. I like how there was a murder investigation or attempted murder investigation into this guy, into this attacker, at the same time that the love was growing and the love interest was chasing. I like the two different versions of the chase throughout this. I gave it a 5 stars. I gave the plot a 5 stars. I gave the writing a 4 star because it is an easier writing to read, meaning it's not heavily written in like a really poetic, make you think way. It's very easy to read and digest. And then I gave the characters 4 stars. I love both characters in this book. I love the maturing and growth and development you see from them. I really enjoyed this book. 5 stars. The next one I read was Sable. I read this book in a day, and it's the last book of the series. I also gave this one a 5 stars. I gave the plot a 4 stars, the writing a 4, and the characters a 5. I really liked the ending. This one is about, I'm not sure how much I can say about this one because the main girl in this book is the daughter of the attacker in the previous book. So this one you do have to kind of read at least those 2 books in the series together to be able to understand. Like, you couldn't just pick up this last one in the series and just magically understand. But it involved the youngest brother of the Edens was Mateo, and he is a pilot, used to live in Alaska, was flying, not driving, was flying planes in Alaska, had a baby with a girl, went to pick up the baby. The other mother died of the child, so he took the child home to Montana to raise his daughter with their family. The other girl has had like a crush on him as she's like adjusting to normal is basically the main plot. Some of my favorite quotes from this: he'd be my ray of sunshine to chase away the rain. The weather today inside and out was clear in a million. And then I put I see you in quotes because I need to judge my legs. The I see you is like at a point where she's like, you don't see me, you don't care about me, like no one understands me. He's like, I see you. I really see you. I'm paying attention to you. I see you. To me, her writing makes you feel things and makes you feel all giddy and lovey without being like ridiculously sappy and cheesy the whole time, because they're both battling through the trauma. They're not attacking each other. They're like showing support for each other and recognition, just showing pure love for each other. I really enjoyed this book. Next is Elise Silver book, her new series, the Wild series. This is the Wild Side. This is the 3rd book to her series. She's kind of coming out with one every year, I'm finding. This is the 3rd book to her series. I gave it a 4 star. Elise Silver I find is a little bit more difficult to read. I think she is more of an established writer. I say difficult. I have dyslexia, so a lot of people wouldn't think her writing is difficult by any means, but some readers are just easier for me to understand. Sometimes the clear-cut writing is a lot easier for me to understand and process in my jumbled up brain. But I gave it a 4 star. I gave the plot a 3 star because I thought the plot was cute. I just thought it was, some parts of this plot was really aggravating, and then some parts was pretty good. The writing, I gave it a 5 star. It's like, the writing was really great. The writing is a really good writing. I'm just not the smartest person in my brain, and a lot of these books I read to like escape reality and just to relax. If I have to think too much in a book, I'm not gonna like it that much. Characters, I gave a 4 star. The main girl, Tabitha, her sister dies and her sister has a child. She takes care of this child when her sister dies. She takes over everything. She takes over her house or her apartment and her child, like trying to get all of her affairs in order. The guardianship is contested because the sister has become best friends with her landlord, who she has a massive crush on. So he has grown a relationship with the nephew as they were living next door and as his landlord, and become his mom's friend. So he does not live in Canada where the school, like where this boy has been raised, and where his school district is and where his family is. So the guy main character, Rise, he lets Rise, Rise, basically allows a guardianship to be with Tabitha because of this, and he goes like back and forth. But there's this mysterious bruises he has all the time, and so Tabitha's like, I don't feel safe with him with you, essentially. Listen, I thought it was so good. I thought it was so far off from the other 2 in the series, because a lot of her series are like friends or brothers and like going through the friend group, and this girl was in the friend group, but she wasn't hardcore in the friend group, and then this guy was completely random. Some quotes, so there's a lot more times in this book where I find I was able to quote things. Pinky promised to always come back, and then he says, you blank better. At least silver books are not cheesy to me at all, and I appreciate that as like a romance reader. There's so many times where I was able to laugh at the sass that this woman had in this book. I would recommend this to anybody who likes romance reads and comedy. Last book of March was The Striker by Ana Huang. I really enjoy Ana Huang's books, all of her series. So she has like multiple different series. All of the series that she has relate back to each other, like people are referenced throughout, but you don't have to read every series to know what's going on. And I really think that type of style of writing is so cool, how she can like, I can see her with like a criminal board, like a murder investigation board, and her like drawing all the strings and connecting all the pictures and doing all the things. I can just see that happening for her as she's planning her novels. I gave it a 4-star, 4 for the plot, 4 for the writing, and 4 for the characters. Was about a 3 out of 5. Easy on reading. This is 595 pages, so this is a thicker book to get down. It's based in London. The main guy is a famous football player, and by football I mean like London football, like what we call soccer as Americans. And he gets assigned to take ballet lessons with his rivalry person, or like his arch nemesis or whatever, that's on the same team as him. They both get assigned to take ballet classes together during their summer period. Asher's the main guy character. He ends up being the only person that won't take the ballet class in London. The other guy, who happens to be the brother of the ballet teacher, he has to back out due to a family emergency, so it's just them two together. Scarlett is the teacher. She used to be a professional ballerina, and she had a really bad car crash and it ruined her career, so now she just teaches. Throughout this book, she like refines the love for dance and for ballet. Trying to make my posture better. Some quotes I loved from this book. If her smile was a burglar, her laugh was a blank thief, because I was pretty sure she just stole a piece of my heart right from under me. It got me all giggly reading that. If we think we're perfect and there's nothing we can improve on, then we'll never grow. If there's no growth, we stagnate, and greatness doesn't come from stagnation, it comes from progress. I really love the characters and both of their development throughout the book. And the other series by Ana Huang, the main character for this, Asher, is very like party boy reckless, and you see him really mature in this book, so it's interesting to see like the outside point of view in the other series and then what happens in this book. I found myself relating to Scarlett a lot, but as you read the book, you're very motivated by both characters just in life in general. I absolutely would recommend this book to anybody who is a romance reader. Alright, this is the first self-improvement book I have read in 2025. It is called Make Your Bed by William H. McRaven. He is a ex-Navy SEAL officer, and he wrote this book with like 10 major life lessons. This is a really fast read. I want to say it was like 90 pages. Overall 5 stars, of course. The plot, I gave the plot of 3 because like there's not really much of a plot. The plot is, and how he writes this book, is teaching you life lessons. Like the first chapter is make your bed, and then he goes through the chapter explaining the first part of like how he learned that lesson during training, and then in like boot camp initially when he entered the Navy, and then how he applied that same rule in his career. Is basically just like 10 really big life lessons to take with you every single day. One of the, I think I only quoted one thing in this book, and it was, in dark moments, reach deep inside yourself and be your very best. So no matter what you're going through, no matter how tired you are, just try to be your best and try to be the best person you can. Very easy read, great life lessons. If you really want a good motivational book, I really would recommend this book to women or to guys. It's a Navy SEAL man. You can't really get more rah-rah bro than that. So next is starting a series that I have never read before by Chelsea Curto. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. I'm so sorry if I am. The first book is called Face Off. It's a hockey romance series. The main character in this is Emmy. She is the first NHL woman player in this series, in this universe, of course, and she meets the team captain Maverick. Maverick is a womanizer. She can't stand him. It becomes like a big rivalry thing within the team, and it's really funny, really bantery. I gave it a 4-star. I gave the plot a 4-star. I gave the writing a 3-star. There was multiple moments in this book that was very cheesy, but it was a good book to read to kind of like disassociate from life and just like read this book. And then the characters I gave a 4-star. This was a very cheesy, cute read. A lot of moments did make me laugh out loud, but there's a cute little light read. It would be a really cute read during the summer, or like during even the winter, like around Christmas season, since it's, I guess, hockey with ice. If you just want like a cute little cozy read, this is definitely a good one to do. The next book in that series is called Power Play. Overall 4-star, plot 4-star, writing 3-star, and then characters 4-star again. Rules of Eating is a 5 out of 5. It was literally one of the easiest books I've read. Piper is the main woman character. She is the happy, energetic side reporter, side ring supporter, like reporter, like news and stuff, like interviews the team and everything. She recently went through a divorce, and so she's working through being through a divorce and then being a woman in the industry that is sports reporting. She goes to Liam. Liam is the goalie of this hockey team as a friend for help with something, and they just it's a very slow burn book going through everything. I liked how he was always like silently supporting her way before they, obviously it's a romance book, I'm not spoiling it, you know, they got together. Silently helping her and supporting her throughout everything, like before they started dating, after they started dating. He was always there for her, always pushing for her to be her best and be in the best circumstances. He was also like cute and funny in his own little way. There was a lot of laughing moments in this, and it was definitely a cute read. Third book in this series, and it's the last one that I started in April and finished in May, is Slapshot. 4 out of 5 stars for overall, 4 for plot, 3 for writing. I wrote 5 for characters on this one. Hudson is one of the teammates in this. He is the teammate with the heart of gold, golden retriever energy. He has 2 golden retriever puppies he ends up adopting right before this book starts. He recently lost his mom, so he's battling with like losing one of his best friends. He was really close with his mom. He loved his mom. He is interviewing people to be a private chef because he, as an NHL player, doesn't have time to meal prep. He eats a lot of garbage foods, and he says it's affecting him in the ranks, so he's trying to hire a private chef, but he's having difficulties because within the first 2 books this team has went from like losing after losing after losing streak to now winning the Stanley Cup twice, because it's a fiction book, so they can do that. I told you it was cheesy. Madeline is a chef that is in Los Angeles. She has a daughter that is deaf, and so her husband left her and got divorced because the husband couldn't deal with the child being deaf and he didn't want to learn sign language, so he up and left him. She was in Los Angeles but got an opportunity to be this private chef, and so she ends up getting hired to be his private chef in DC. No quotes again from this book. It was just another really cute read. To me, this book makes you believe in love and happy endings because they're both good people. None of them has like a past trauma. None of them's an awful person either. They're both really good people. It's just like a really slow burn. It's a really slow burn, but it's really cute. The next book I read was One Italian Summer by Rebecca Siri. Rebecca Siri wrote the book in 5 years, and I hated that book. I was not the biggest fan of that book. I don't know why I didn't realize that this was the same writer, and I was like, well, let me just give it a chance, because I saw a bunch of 5 stars. I started the first like 2 chapters, I think like a year ago, like last summer, and so I decided to try to read it again because I really wanted like a really cute summer read. This was not a really cute summer read. Like it was, but it wasn't. Let me get into it. I gave this a 3 stars overall because it was not a bad book. It just definitely was not my favorite type of reading style. I gave the plot a 3. Writing was a 4 because it is really good writing. I just don't like it. And the characters a 3. Katie is the main woman character. Her mom dies, and so the first 2 chapters she's asking for a divorce from her husband and going through the grief of losing her mother. Her and her mom booked this trip to Italy when she was still alive, and so she decided she's going to go on this trip by herself and leave her husband, and she's not bringing her husband to go with her. It was really hard to get through the beginning because it was so like depressive and deep and dark. There is like an interesting twist at the end that you don't really catch necessarily, but she was just very depressed, and I don't like how the main character like idealized, that's a big word for her mom like so much. Like she even writes as in the main character's point of view that like she didn't really talk to her mom about like hard things. Her mom just was like perfect in her eyes, and so she tried her best to not be like her mom. She just idolized her mom a lot, and so when she lost her mom, she felt like she didn't have like her own self and her own purpose. I'm like, I just thought that was crazy, like to have that from your mom. I don't know. There's a lot of life lessons in this book. So that is the last book because I'm currently still reading Consider Me. I'm like 60% through that book at the moment. Consider Me by Becka Mack is what I'm currently reading right now. That is another just kind of like bicker book, so I'm really having a hard time getting through it. I just haven't been reading a lot lately. I've been really focused on YouTube and TikTok and social media stuff. I just haven't really had too much time to read lately, but I'm definitely going to be reading that tonight, I believe. So I have my bullet journal out, and my bullet journal is where I keep all of, like, I log my books. So this is the books and movies that from 2024. So I'm just gonna go through these and give, like, I didn't have like all that written down last year, so I'm just gonna go through as like some of my top favorites, ones I'd read again, ones I hated, and kind of just like brief rapid fire. The series Forgotten Sin, Forgotten Deeds, Forgotten Deal, but I really like that series. That is a mafia series. That is one of my favorite ones. I am still trying to read. The author's not coming out with these books quick enough. I need her to publish more of these books. If you like mafia type dark romance, you'll definitely like those. Those are some of my favorites. King of Wrath, King of Pride, King of Greed, King of Sloth. Another Ana Huang series, and those are the ones that Asher, how I was saying earlier, but Stryker is referenced in that book. Those two are also really good. I really recommend Ana Huang to anybody that likes romance, but they're not sure if they'll like dark romance. Like, they're not peachy. They're like rich billionaires that have like some twisted stuff in them. I really like her writing, and so not cutie romance, but not dark romance either. She's somewhere in the middle. Obviously, Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I read that last year. Love Fourth Wing. Love Iron Flame. They're supposed to be coming out with on Amazon Prime series for Fourth Wing, and I will be nerding out so hard for that. I read the first two books of ACOTAR last year. The ACOTAR and Aftermath, Court of Thorn and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury. I started reading the third book, but I was like, so I didn't finish it. One of my goals this year is to finish that series, because everybody talks about the series. I don't really see the big hype in it, honestly, but everyone says you can't really judge it off the first two books, so I'm gonna pick up the third one eventually. All Last Summer, I think it was just a cute book. I really don't have any notes on that. Things I Wanted to Say was really cute. Some holiday ones I read in January: December Darling, Holiday Brothers, Cruel Winter, all really cute little short winter Christmassy books. I read Icebreaker last year, and I thought it was cute. I didn't think it was like some, like, on TikTok, Icebreaker, everyone talked about it as like some revolutionary romance book, that it was so good and all these things happened and more. I've read better books than Icebreaker. Wild Eyes is one of the ones in that series I was telling you about that I read. So Wild Side I read this year. Wild Eyes I read last year, and I really did like that one. That's another 5 stars by Elise Silver. Series Play Along, Mile High, Caught Up, Right Move. Those are all sports series, and I really did like that series a lot. She's supposed to be coming out with more for that series as well. I think there's like 2 more that's supposed to be coming out, so I'm excited to read those little sports romance books. I read The Housemaid last year, and that movie is supposed to be coming out, I think, sometime this year or next year. Housemaid by Frida McFadden is one of the best books I've read. I need to read more Frida McFadden books, truly, because hers is what I would highly recommend if you're trying to get into murder mystery and thrillers and like that kind of vibe of a book. If her books to me are like super easy to read. Like, I don't think I've read one of her books more than like 2-3 days, but they're so good. You never expect the plot twist. There's always a plot twist. You never expect it. The first book I read by her was Never Lie. I read Pucking Around. That book was insane. If you don't like spicy read, definitely avoid that book like the plague. It is one of the spiciest books I've ever read. I don't know why I read it. Honestly, I was very like, oh my god, like, I was kind of sick of it, honestly, reading through that book. But if you like spicy reads, you'll love that book. But if you don't like spicy reads, don't read that book. I read The Way I Hate Him, The Reason I Married Him. Those books were recommended by my mom. They're very cheesy to me, but they were really funny. There's like really funny banter that goes on throughout those books. One of the series that were my absolute favorite last year that I read was Off to the Races, Photo Finish, Front Runner, and False Start. Those books were so freaking good. Those are like cowboy romance books. I want to say they're all by Elise Silver as well. If you like the Heartless series, you will love that series. It's kind of like the same people that happens with that. So good. I would give my kidney to read that again. I read Layla. Layla is Colleen Hoover, which I know a lot of people have mixed opinions about Colleen Hoover. Okay, this book was really freaking good by her. It's definitely not like her normal books, honestly. It's more of a murder mystery, kind of similar to the Frida McFadden style, but I read Twisted Lies and Twisted Hate last year. I love the Twisted series. I think I read that like early January because I was reading the Twisted series the year before. I love the Twisted series. It's another Ana Huang that goes along with the King series, The King of Pride, King's Law. I like how she references everybody. She has like the dartboard happening. I can see it. Her Greatest Mistake, Her Greatest Adventure. Those were, I don't remember too much honestly about those books off the top of my head, but I wanted to say they were just like cute little romance books. The Sacrifice, I don't remember what The Sacrifice was. Wild Love was the first one for that Wild series. That one was a 5-star read. I really liked that. I read Reckless and Hopeless last year. It's Reckless, Hopeless, Powerless, Heartless, and Flawless by Elise Silver. So good. I call it my romance book. I have a Chester Springs like merch t-shirt that I'll wear all the time. So good. Highly recommend if you like cowboy romance. It's iconic. It's iconic, okay? Love Redesigned. I read that series. I thought that series was cute. I think it's overhyped, honestly. I don't think there's some like magical thing that happens with that book. I do want it for my trophy bookshelf. Essentially, my bookshelf. I think it's cute and I like it. I just don't think it's like revolutionary. I don't love it as much as I like my Reckless and Heartless series. That the fine print and final offer is in that series as well. Meet Me in the Penalty Box, Love Under Contract, How to Choose a Guy in 10 Days, and Paris is Always a Good Idea was all the summer reads I read. They're not the same series. They're like just different standalone books. All those are really cute reads, very easy, quick reads. I want to say I read those in 1 to 2 days. Crossroads is the book that gave me the love and the passion for Daphne Perry. Crossroads was so freaking good. I want to say it's the last book I read in 2024 because the first book I read in 2025 was the second part of that, the second book in that series. And I loved that book. It had to do with like summer camp and legal and contracts and love and all the things. So I read Pucking Sweet. I'm not cussing. I'm saying with P, Pucking. That's from the Pucking Around. This is Pucking Sweet and Pucking Wild. Wild, as the title says. Avoid like the plague if you don't like spice. I read Carnage, which was a dark romance. That is not for the faint of heart. That is one of the darkest romance I think I've ever read, and it was very aggressive. I was obsessed with Rebecca Yarros with Fourth Wing, so I decided to read another series of her. Eyes Turned Upward, Beyond What Is Given, and Full Measure. I really enjoy those books, but they're like military man books, and there's a couple parts that do make you cry, just fair warning, but they are a really good read. Some more Christmas ones was Christmas List, Christmas Feud, The Mistletoe Bet, and then I read The Sinner, The Ritual. Those are with the dark romance with Carnage and Wildfire. So I read total 69 books in 2024. I'm getting tired of filming this. This is such a long video. So yeah, I might have missed some because it's literally like a giant bookshelf thing kind of that I drew in here. I like bullet journaling. I'm not that great at bullet journaling, so I'm not necessarily going to show you my spread that closely. But yeah, those are all the books I've read. So now you are all caught up with pretty much all the books I've ever read. Ever. So next vlog, I'm so excited. Tomorrow we are going on a book crawl. So instead of a bar crawl, we're going on a book crawl, and we're going to different bookstores in Baton Rouge, some South Louisiana things. If you're watching from outside of Louisiana, please let me know, because I only have about 54 subscribers. 54 last time I checked. Hopefully, maybe there'll be more. It's a new series I decided to start of romanticizing your hometown and making the most out of your hometown. So I'm so excited to start that. Let me know what you think of these books. Let me know if you have any book recommendations for me. I would love to get out of the romance books, but I'm also scared to get out of the romance books because I'm not like crazy about fantasy except for Iron Flame. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Give me some good murder mystery ones for me to read. Some good thrillers. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a fun time. I hope you liked the new camera setup. I'm very excited about this. I won't be filming chilling in my bed every time, but thank you for joining me. Do you want to say bye to the camera? Do you want to say bye? Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh my goodness. Oh. She don't want to say bye. She's tired. You tired? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.